Hello friends, how are you? So I hope you are well. So today we are going to study the topic pituitary gland. So it will be an interesting topic which I'm going to share with you. Let's study. So pituitary gland is situated be, just below the hypothalamus gland in the brain. So the interesting fact, it has two parts. First is anterior pituitary and then there is posterior pituitary also. So let's discuss one by one all the parts. So we cover this topic like position and function of pituitary gland. Now the position of pituitary gland is situated in a bony cavity called sella turcica. It is attached and controlled by the hypothalamus just above this gland, and it is a ductless gland. So, pituitary gland is made up of two parts, as I said, anterior pituitary and posterior pituitary, which we also call that as neurohypophysis. Hypophysis, it is the downgrowth of brain. The growth of this part is in the down part of brain. So, for this reason, we call it as neurohypophysis. It contains terminal of the nerve fibers originating in the hypothalamus, which when stimulated get released it releases hormones in the blood. So now we study what kind of hormones they generate. For example, posterior pituitary gland releases two kind of hormones: antidiuretic hormone, also known as ADH, and oxytocin. Then both of these are peptide hormones. If you see, this hormones released from posterior lobe of pituitary gland, controlled by nerve impulses from hypothalamus, that is used to maintain homeostasis, that is body temperature it maintains. So now we see the functions of ADH. What ADH do? Works on kidney to produce concentrated urine, and in high concentration it causes arterial vasoconstriction. So we see the function of it is water conservation, electrolyte balance, and blood vessel constriction. So now we study the functions of oxytocin. So oxytocin it promotes uterine contraction, facilitating childbirth. So later on, it releases milk when baby is breastfeeding. So many people will come up with the question that at the time of breastfeeding, what happens in the uterine part, because the receptors are also there. So the receptors, they are less susceptible at that time when the mother is feeding. So this is your answer. So basically, you can see it. Breast smooth muscle contraction, milk letdown reflex it creates, then uterine smooth muscle contraction, orgasm facilitation, then social recognition, maternal bonding, sperm movement, testosterone level in testis, dysfunction. If there are increased levels in individuals and assigned, you know, that is benign prostatic hyperplasia will happen if you see. So now we'll see in the anterior pituitary part, which is known as Adeno Hypophysis, situated just below the hypothalamus, uh, and it is in the anterior part. So that is Adeno Hypophysis. Hypophysis, as we already know, that is the downgrowth of, you know, this is the growth in the down part of brain that is known as hypophysis. It is not made up of neural tissue. So it has to be controlled by the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus releases its own hormones called releasing hormones into special blood vessels called portal vessels, which takes these hormones directly to anterior pituitary gland. In the AP gland, which is anterior pituitary gland, releasing hormones work on a special kind of anterior pituitary cells. Each kind of cell produces different sets of hormones. Now, it is interesting to note that each hormone whose initials end in RH, that is TRH, thyrotropin releasing hormone, CRH, that is GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone, and GHRH, growth hormone releasing hormone, where RH stands for releasing hormone, and it is, these hormones are basically water soluble peptides. So hypothalamus also releases inhibitory hormones. For example, it releases dopamine and somatostatin. So thanks for your attention. Keep watching for more learning and cool. Hope you enjoy this video. So keep motivating me and let me know which lectures, which topics you are interested to receive lectures. Thanks a lot.